Do you ever think, I want to be more productive? Do you ever wonder to yourself, how is that person doing so much when I'm unable to? How they spend so little hours and produce so much? You see, the key to this is having dedicated work blocks. You see, I was not always the productive person where I'd wake up and do this and do that. You know, it'd often take me multiple days and weeks to complete just one essay. You know, I'll tell myself, okay, cool, I'll start this essay on Monday. But when Monday came, I'd never do it. I'd delay it. Even in the few cases that I was like, you know what, let me actually pan up, I'd open up my laptop and literally write the title page, and that's it. I remember specifically during my first year of uni, I had this whole weekly system of doing essays. So the first 2-3 days, would literally be researching. And the thing is, it was so vague. I was like, you know what? I can do this the whole day. I remember researching for this essay question. It was like European powers and colonialism, something along those lines. And I was like, you know what? 3 days, I'll do the research. The next 4 days, I'll write the essay. And I remember researching the material. I was so relaxed. I was like, okay, cool, I'll get this, then watch YouTube and get this, and then I'll do this. And even when I was writing the essay, I was so relaxed. I was like, okay, cool. All I have to do is condense the information and write one draft. Then the second draft would be even easier because all I had to do was copy the first draft and add slight improvements here and there. You see, this was far from effective because I would waste one day writing one more draft which could have been done on the first day. Even when I began staying up after Fajr and doing work, it was still very vague. I was like, you know what, let me just sit down and see how much I can do. It wasn't like, okay, I need to do this, this and this. And it happened throughout October, November, up until recently, where I would be very vague. Okay, cool. All I'll do from 8:30 to 10:30 is write. It wasn't like, okay, from 8:30 to 9:30, I'll write 3 TikTok scripts. Or from 9:30 to 10:30, I'll write 1 YouTube video. It was very vague. The reason why this wasn't effective is because one day it would be like from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. writing scripts. And of course your intensity and focus will diminish. However, sometimes it would be 5:30 to 6:30. And of course you can't get into the groove of things if it's such a short period of time. And furthermore, sometimes it was very up and down. I'd write 5 scripts or I'd write 1.5 scripts. It wasn't until I read the book Deep Work by Cal Newport that everything changed. In the book, he talks about the effectiveness and the importance of deep work blocks. Like for example, in his schedule, he'll have a 90-minute deep work block. So I was like, you know what? I need to incorporate this into my own schedule because the thing is, if you're so vague, when you sit down to do work, you won't be as productive. Your work rate and work ethic will go down. So recently I implemented this into my life. So for example, today I have a work block from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. that says YouTube video number 2, reinvent yourself. So I know during that time block, I have to focus strictly on that. From 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I can't do anything else. I can't be like, all right, cool, I've got 3 hours to do 1 script. I'm like, no, I have 1 hour to do 1 script. So therefore, I can't be distracted. I can't do this. I can't do that. All I can do is sit down and actually do the work. The reason why this is so effective is because it saves so much time. It won't be a thing where you waste a lot of time just doing one task. Because you know you've got time constraints. You need to do this, then do that. You see, a lot of students will have an essay to do or an assignment to do, and they'll be like, you know what? I can delay it. I don't have to do it straight away. I can do it later on in the afternoon or even worse in the evening. And I was exactly like this. I was like, you know what? I'll do it at 12. Nah, I'll do it at 2, at 4, after the gym, after I eat, after I do this. And by the time it's like 9, 10 p.m. and I'm like, you know what? I actually need to sit down and do it. And of course, you'll just procrastinate the whole time. I'll watch YouTube. I'll go on my phone. I'll go out for a walk because there's no urgency when you do it because you have the whole day to do it. It's not like you need to do it by 10 a.m. And you know what happens? You spend way more time than you're supposed to. You see, this is my daily schedule. I write this every evening for the following day. So it goes from the hardest to hard task to, medium difficulty task to a very easy task in it, like going to the gym. However, if I just wrote a to-do list with no time blocks, of course, when I wake up, I'm going to do the easiest task. I don't want to sit down and write this script, but I have to because I have a schedule. And the thing is, you lose a lot of mental energy deciding, shall I do this? Shall I do that? But when you have a work block, all right, I need to do this. There's no time to deliberate. There's no time to change. This is what I have to do and I'll do it. So of course, having a deep work block on a specifically hard task will save you so much time because you only have a small time window to complete that task. And the thing is, you won't be relaxed. You'll have this time pressure, so you'll be like, no phone, no this, no that, simply focusing at the task at hand. As you have that time pressure to get the work done. You see, when you have that time constraint, you're more likely to lock in and focus. How many times have you had a deadline and then by the time the deadline comes, your work rate increases drastically? It's because your brain starts to find ways to increase the output and work rate. Because you know you have to sit down and actually do the work. You can't faff around, you can't waste time like scrolling on your phone, checking TikTok, going on YouTube, asking Google stupid questions. Because the thing is, from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. there's other stuff to be done. You can't be like, nah, I'll just do it later. No, because from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. there's a specific task that you must do. And then from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. there's another task you need to do. So everything has to be done in order. The thing is, if I didn't have a deep work block and all I had was a to-do list, I could procrastinate the whole day. I'll be like, you know what? I've got the whole day to write a YouTube script. Therefore, I know during that time block, I have to get it done. I can't be like, you know what? Let me just delay a little bit more. Because the next time block is also another YouTube video. Then after that is writing TikTok videos. Then after that is recording. The thing is, if I have no deep work block or time constraints, there'll be no urgency. I won't be like, you know what? I actually need to get it done. Because the thing is, my lizard brain will tell me you have the whole day to do it. There would be no pressure to sit down and actually focus on the task. Therefore, I know when I have a deep work block from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. and 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., I know I have to fully focus. I have to cut out all distractions because I need to get it done because there's other stuff to be done throughout the day. I can't afford any distractions like going on my phone, asking Google questions, going on YouTube, TikTok, messaging this person, messaging that person. I also learned through the book Deep Work by Cal Newport that the more deep work blocks you have, the better you get over time. The science behind this is that the more times you have these deep work blocks where you sit down and fully focus, the easier it will become. The thing is, it's like anything in life. The more you do it, the better you get at it. It's the same way when you go to the gym and you hammer curl only 5 kg. And then you can do 6 kg, then 7 kg. Then you get to 10 kg and then so on and so forth. So when you first start doing these deep work sessions, it's going to be so hard. I remember, when I first started waking up early in the morning, it was so hard. It was very hard to sit down and focus. I'd look out the window. I'd be like, you know what? Let me search this on Google. Let me see what Arsenal did last year. But like anything in life, it gets easier over time. So the first few days, weeks may be hard, but then it'll get much easier. It's like for the majority of us, when we first started going to the gym, all we could bench press was the empty barbell. Of course, over time, you get stronger and your form improves. So you can do 40 kg, then 50 kg, and then you get to 100 kg. It's literally like that. It's the same way when you have these deep work blocks. Your productivity and output will increase over time. Of course, at the start, it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very difficult to concentrate and focus. But the more you practice, the better you get at it, to the point where it's not even that difficult to sit down and focus for an hour or two. And the thing is, I can testify for this. Because nowadays, I very rarely look outside the window or ask Google stupid questions. If I ever do Google a question, it'll be relating to the YouTube video or script. And due to this focus, I'm able to increase my output significantly. To the extent that from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m, I'm able to do nearly a whole week's worth of content. And this is how you do more in less time, dedicating deep work blocks to specifically hard tasks, as this pressured environment will allow you to increase your focus and output.